Has your wife lost her love for you? And do you wonder if you can ever get your wife to love you again? Is that even possible? Or should you just give up? I know how you might feel right now. To many men, divorce feels like the ultimate failure. It feels like an irreversible mark of failure of a man who couldn't hold his marriage together. To some, it's more painful than a kick in the balls and getting your scrotum dragged across broken glass. And you know what? I've got some good news for you. No matter how bleak things look, it's 100% possible to get your wife to love you again. With what you're going to learn from me, you'll at least stand a fighting chance, and it'll depend on how badly you want your marriage to succeed. And it will succeed if you commit to making it work. You're about to discover the single biggest reason women fall out of love with their husbands, and more importantly, how to bring that love back. Before we get started, I want you to take a few seconds to click the like button below. After you do that, I'll show you how to make your wife love you again. And I'll start by revealing to you exactly why she fell out of love with you. It's probably not what you think it is. Want to know what it is? Click like now, and I'll tell you the reason your wife might have fallen out of love with you. Go ahead and click like now, because I'll wait here. Okay, so here's why your wife fell out of love with you. Put simply, you've stopped asserting dominance on her, and she resents you for it. Let me explain. Despite what most people will tell you, a woman's deepest need is not love. It's not empathy, no matter what that bullshit even means. It's not sex, and it's definitely not equality or empowerment. So, what does a woman truly want? It's protection. Protection of a dominant man. The female's first and deepest need is to win over a strong, capable man no one would mess with. This is a need that Mother Nature put into her to ensure our species' survival. It's wired into the fabric of the female psyche for hundreds of thousands of years, and it won't change anytime soon. This means if a woman meets a strong, dominant man, she gets the tingles. If she meets a weak, submissive man, she'll feel nothing for him. Some women may even get contemptuous and downright disrespectful. Okay, so let's talk about your marriage. She married you because you were the strong, dominant man who could protect her. Now, she wants to leave. What does that mean? Have you stopped being the strong and masculine man she wants you to be? You don't have to answer me, but deep down, you already know. It's all about how masculine she perceives you to be. In Shogun Method, I teach this concept I call the masculinity barometer. What you must do is to check how high you score on this scale. The higher your score is, the more she loves you. It's that simple. Shoguns have everlasting marriages because we practice what we call the virtuous masculinity philosophy. It's the cornerstone of everything we do. I can't teach you the whole thing here, but I'll get you started, and you'll see immediate results once you do what I teach you. To start, you'll have to quickly change how you behave around her. If you've been treating her as an equal, stop. Of course, gender equality is all the rage these days, but come on now. Once you treat her as an equal, she'll have nothing but disgust for you. If you've been letting her call the shots, stop. On the surface, she might seem to enjoy being in charge, but deep down, she resents having to baby you. If you're scared shitless about losing her, her foot is already out the door. Women can sense weakness easily, and it all depends on your fortitude as a man. She wants a strong, masculine man to protect her, and you're failing. To rekindle her love for you, the answer is simple. Make her see you as the most masculine man she has ever met. But here's the question. How? Of course, our natural instinct as a man is to be direct and brute force our way through. But here's the catch. It's wrong to do that using force or fear, because that'll just make her want to leave even faster. Instead, you've got to do it with mind control. Or more specifically, with a mind control technique we call the forced recall. And I'm about to show you how it works, and how hundreds of husbands like you have used it to save their marriages. Now, you might think, wait a minute, mind control? That sounds crazy. If you're skeptical, then I have two things to tell you. First, it's okay to be skeptical about something, as long as you're willing to hear it out. And if you watch the rest of this video, you'll do just that. And second, yes, it might sound a little crazy. And yet, depending on how close you are to divorce right now, it might also be the only option left for you. So the question is, are you willing to do whatever it takes to save your marriage? If you do, then this video just might change your life forever. Trust me on this. Now, Before I tell you how to use mind control to make her love you again, I need a quick favor from you. Scroll down a bit for a few seconds to click the subscribe button below. After you subscribe to my channel, I'll give you the lowdown on mind control and how it'll save your marriage. Your wife will see you as the strongest, manliest, most masculine guy in her life, and she'll love you so much that she won't even think about ever leaving you. Does that sound good to you? Subscribe now, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, here's how to get your wife to love you again, using the forced recall Shogun Method technique. First, try to recall one of the manliest things you've ever done for your wife. It should be something she remembers, and something that made her feel madly in love with you back then. Then, try to recall some details about that event you're sure she also remembers. Now, as you recall that event with your wife, implant what I call a 50% detail in your narrative. This is a plausible detail that might be true, but she can't be 100% sure. And it's a detail that will make her think that, by not loving you anymore, she's breaking a promise she made to you in the past. Here's an example of how the forced recall goes. Let's say you're talking to your wife after dinner, and the topic drifts to holidays. You then recall a time when you both got stuck in a tropical island while a typhoon raged. You then tell her about that event, saying, "Remember the time when we took that vacation in Thailand?" When she says yes, continue with another related memory. You say, "Remember when that tropical cyclone came out of nowhere? We got stuck in the hotel with no power and running water, and I had to go into the flooded town to get supplies for us." Again, she'll say yes. In Shogun Method, we call this the yes ladder, and it's a compliance technique. She's in an agreeable mode, and this is where you'll implant a 50% detail. Say, "Yeah, that night, you told me if we got home safe, you'd love me forever." At this, she might raise her eyebrows and ask if she really said that. And at that, you support it with more details that she remembers. "Yes, you had a fever, and I stayed up all night watching you. You made that promise as you were falling asleep." Then she might say, "I guess I did. Maybe." At that point, double down on your claim. "You absolutely did. That's why I feel bad now." It's like you're willing to flush everything we went through down the drain. If you do it correctly, she'll realize the error of her ways. A woman needs constant reminders of your masculinity and how you've protected her, time and again. And once she remembers, it's easy to make her fall in love with you all over again. And that's the forced recall technique for you. It's a Shogun Method tactic that has helped hundreds of husbands save their marriages. And it will help you save yours too. Now, some men have told me how manipulative this is. I'll be upfront with you. Shogun Method is as manipulative as it gets. In fact, most people can't stomach it at all. But to many men, it's a good thing. After all, you're not manipulating your wife to hurt her. Guys who join us at shogunmethod.net aren't vindictive. They are men who truly want the best for themselves and the women in their lives. And besides that, let's be real here. At this point, nothing else will probably save your marriage. Stupid relationship guru tricks won't do shit for you, and sleazy pickup artist techniques will only make things worse. At this point, only mind control works. And when you master mind control, you'll master your marriage. It's that simple. Now, the all-important question, do you want to master mind control? If you do, the only way to do that is through Shogun Method. We're probably the first and only place in the world that teaches how to use mind control in love and relationships. And today, over 18,000 men use Shogun Method to lead strong, happy relationships with their women. It's not just love and sex either. It's all rooted in the virtuous masculinity philosophy that bleeds through our lives as masculine men every single day. If you're ready to join the Shogun Method movement, here's what to do. Go to fractionation.org. It's where you'll take the first step and join us in the Shogun Method online masterclass. In it, I'll teach you the basics of mind control, what it is, why it works, and how to use it. Plus, in the masterclass, he'll teach you what I call the preeminent mind control technique of all the legendary fractionation hypnosis technique. In fact, if you only had time to learn one mind control technique, I would recommend this one. Do it. Be a shogun. This is important. Your wife's happiness depends on what you do now. Go to fractionation.org. Click the link in the video description below.